Good morning, Mallory!
Good evening, Sam.
Welcome back to the Nobody Leaves podcast, where today we are fighting dreamers. We're talking about Naruto. No, wait. We're talking about Boruto. Naruto The Next Generations. The Adventures of Naruto's son, Boruto. Because I wanted to torture you a little bit.
And Sam, your plan has utterly collapsed because I've become Boruto's #1 fan. Did you know that Naruto's son is a sexy emo pirate with the deepest V of all time and one eye
And so many belts.
and so many belts and
zippers.
just so much drip, and he's so cool, and he just goes and he's the most punished. He's suffered more than anyone that's ever existed. And Sam, this knowledge, I didn't have this knowledge.
I know.
I was like, oh. Because the problem is, you look at the poster, you look at the picture, you're like, Naruto's son? That's just Naruto. I know what Naruto looks like.
He looks at first like a Naruto OC, right?
Yeah, like they were like, this is Naruto's son, and I didn't take any risks. I just made him look like Naruto, but with 2 whiskers instead of 3. And then you watch Boruto, and you find out Boruto, he's so cool, and he uses freaking Sasuke's sword, and he kills a guy with a freaking
an invisible Rasengan, and he defeats the villain from the non-Shippuden arc immediately in the first chapter of the new Shippuden arc.
And he has a purple lightning freaking ability that he flashes through his sword, and he can he has like an alien that takes him over, so you can't trust it is his good side or his bad side. It's the duality of man.
Let's talk scope real quick. So last week I said Mallory, or technically a few weeks ago because of the long pitches that are coming out in between. Hope everyone enjoyed those.
Yeah.
They were a ton of work. I said, Mallory, I'm going to make you read Boruto because I've been on Boruto Island, and I, out of at first morbid curiosity, decided to hate read this because I was like, I'm not a big fan of how Naruto ended. It took forever to get there. The ending itself, I think, is fine and satisfying. You know, Sasuke and Naruto fighting on where they were always going to fight. It just took 7 billion chapters to get there. But I thought Boruto as a concept was very lame, right? A spin-off manga, the continued adventures of the son that cannot live up to the father. But I started reading it as a hate watch, and then later as just a happy read, you know. And then I was like, well, now I'm going crazy because I'm the only person I know who's ever stuck with Boruto, and it's kind of good. And I'm like, I gotta Trojan horse 3D chess, make Mallory think that she's getting a bad pitch, but actually have a new obsession take you over.
It's so crazy how much space Boruto is taking up in my life, in my brain, in my dreams.
Yes.
And I just didn't think it was possible. I got so mad at Naruto when I was very young, and I've maintained that anger for a very long time, to the point that it's kind of crusted over. I think, when's the last time that you fully engaged with Naruto?
When it was getting close to the manga ending, I went and reread everything. I read all the original,
really,
which I watched all the original anime, and then I watched some of Shippuden. I read all of Shippuden all the way up to the end. Caught up right around the time it was ending. And then I watched the Naruto The Last Generation movie, I think. One of them's Naruto and Hinata Fall in Love. Didn't watch that one. I watched the one that's it's essentially the condensed arc of Boruto. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I left it alone for years, and then I read the manga.
Were we together when we watched that?
We were.
I remember watching that in a group. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, my experience was I definitely have less perspective on it, which was what I was going to bring up, because I, watched the anime as a kid. I still, to this day, I have never watched the Hidon Zabuza arc, which is one of the most iconic central things. It's constantly referenced of this is where this trait starts in this character arc, and Naruto and Sasuke's bond and everything. Didn't get any of that. Started in the middle of it.
Which arc are you talking about?
The initial it's the I think it's their first mission.
Oh,
Like
the Land of Waves, that whole. You've never seen the
yeah.
anime version of that? That to me is like.
I don't know what happens
Oh.
fully. Like, I know.
Oh,
right?
so you picked it up as a kid, like on Toonami, like after that in the tuning exams.
Yeah, just like randomly watching like Rock Lee get destroyed by Gaara and being like, what is this? That was my intro to the show. So I don't know what
the
happened
highest
between
point it
Naruto
ever
and
reached.
Kiba's fight. Like Naruto, I can tell Naruto defeated Kiba in the tuning exams. I don't know what happened there. You know what I mean? Like I fully have not given this series its due, but then was super into it, was like watching it obsessively when the anime like kind of stopped after like Naruto and Sasuke's climactic battle.
Mm-hmm.
I found like a website. I don't know whether or not it was legal or not. I thought it was legal at the time, but I was like 12 probably, where I was like watching Shippuden subbed like week to week and keeping up with it. I watched that through the arc where Shikamaru fights Hidan and Kakuzu, and then a filler arc started, and I got really annoyed because I was like, why aren't we focused on the Akatsuki? That's where I realized that there were filler arcs, which I think is a shared like canon event that we've had.
Every
like,
child realizes at some point, this arc is bullshit. Like nothing is tying into anything.
Yeah, like wait a second, like what? This doesn't affect the plot at all. Like we were just learning about Choji's grandma. Like what is this?
They're just trying to find like Kakashi's mask the whole time. They're trying to take off his mask for an entire episode.
I was so excited. I really thought they were gonna get it. They really got me with the promos on that one. And yeah, then after that, I read a tiny bit of the manga. And I didn't get to the pain arc, so I know like. I was really into like Sasuke and Deidara fighting each other, but I didn't really get to like Naruto 6. I started like reading stuff, and that's where my engagement with Naruto became like Wikipedia,
right?
Like or Narutopedia. Like I was just reading like
what happened.
Naruto trained with some frogs. Jiraiya died. Spoilers for Naruto, by the way. Who gives a shit? It's fucking 100 years old.
Yeah, and to be clear, we're talking because I know Mallory read more than she was ordered to by the podcast rules. We're talking about all of Boruto up until June 2026, so it's a pretty good stopping point because it's right where an arc has just ended. But I'll say like the mind transfer jutsu arc. I don't know what's actually called, but like the is where we're getting up to right now.
Inojine's lament.
Yes. Ino and Sai's kids arc, which I never would have guessed he would get an arc, but here we are.
Yeah, no, totally. So I mean that like but I'll try to keep the Two Blue Vortex spoilers a little bit down.
No, we're gonna
Naruto
talk about
spoilers. I can't like not give Naruto spoilers because it's too old. It's like just whatever. But yeah, that's it. And then I watched that Boruto movie with you guys. The last time I really engaged with it was like Naruto Sasuke's final fight.
Yeah, did you do the thing that everyone did, which is like, I haven't watched this
just
in
checking
7 years, but what if I like just watched the Naruto Sasuke fight? They're
Absolutely,
both kaiju
100%.
now. I didn't know Sasuke also had a kaiju. Like,
Yeah, they both turn into they both get into like mechs of themselves and like fight each other. And then like I watched that final fight pretty religiously. I watched it a lot of times because I think it's really well done, at least parts of it. There were parts of it where they're just like flashing back and kind of padding for time, but these two kids like knocking each other's teeth out in the fucking,
and the Rasengan has the hands of all the different people Naruto's interacted with and lost along the way, and Sasuke's Chidori just has Itachi briefly, and cinema. They went very hard with Studio Pierrot did with wrapping everything up after 300 episodes of the Shinobi War. It probably is even more. I'm probably underplaying how long that was. And how much filler people suffered through.
So that's the thing. This has made me really want to like assess Naruto objectively as an adult and like get back into it. I don't think like this podcast would have to start being a paid, like you would have to start employing me and paying me a salary with benefits to get me to read the Great Shinobi War.
It's
That would be so
long.
tough.
But Mallory, some of it's
Because
really good, but then it just goes on forever. Like the premise is great, right? Where it's like Orochimaru's protege, Kabuto. Kabuto has like resurrected like all of your old favorite antagonists, right? And some of your favorite heroes that have died, and it's like all these characters have to have their like growth moment where it's like they've gotten over their lost loved ones, or they've, you know, surpassed their previous masters, and it's like Gaara fights his dad, and Ino Shikacho fights Azuma, and it's honestly pretty great at times.
See,
but then there's a lot. There's a lot. There's so much. Naruto and Killer Bee running through the woods, and fucking Madara mogging the camera for 40 chapters. Like, it goes on forever.
I really have to push back on the premise being great. When you said, okay, those are two pretty good examples. I think Gaara finding his dad, which is a character we haven't met, but is obviously important to Gaara's backstory. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Like, they're bringing Itachi and Zabuza back. That pisses me off. I hate that so much. That's why I have such a bone to pick with it, because it's like, oh, we're just doing like a boss run and bringing back all the characters from the old thing. Like, that to me just feels like
it gets really particularly bad when they start doing like characters you don't even know. Like, you don't know Gaara's dad, but you know that he's significant for Gaara killing.
But that sounds interesting.
It is somewhat interesting, but like, not just Zabuza, but the 6 other swordsmen of the mist. It's like, okay, well, I don't really care about these guys, or like, there's a bunch of like random people they bring back, or they bring in, who it's like, this person's got a significance to the land of clouds, and this person's got it's like, okay, like,
it's like, shit, we didn't come up with any guys from the land of clouds.
There's a little bit of
like
that
throwing. Like, we're getting. I wanted to establish our Naruto histories at the top, but I'm real, and it's my fault. We got to get out of the weeds of Naruto, because we got to talk about
Boruto.
His beautiful blue-eyed boy.
We do. So like, Boruto starts, right, and you're like, this is weird. It's weird to start from a place of like, because Naruto's like the ultimate, like, he's been torn down by life and is then building himself up, right? Like, it's like started at the bottom and now he is here, from the loneliest outcast to the Hokage. Boruto's like, from the Hokage's son to the loneliest outcast. It inverses it.
Fiction. Writing. They did it. They did it. They really
cooked.
Did it. I always, when I watched that Naruto movie, half paying attention, yelling at it with like 16 people in a room.
Sure.
It did always resonate with me. Like, the Naruto, like, shadow clone stepping on something or whatever and poofing and dropping Himawari's birthday cake. That is powerful. That's good writing. Like,
it's pretty good.
That is nice.
I think the
that is like
the early premise of like the ninja scientific tools being like the ultimate, like, no needed to train, like, cheat code, and Boruto taking the easy win and cheating, and then Naruto like being like, you're no longer a ninja. It's high drama. It's high art, you know.
Crazy. It was so good. Like, because from Naruto's, but it's like, you cheated or whatever, but he's like not saying like, oh, my son did this because this is the first time that I'm giving him attention. I'm giving him, like, it's like, my son's like, oh, my dad finally loves me, and then it's like, you cheated. It's so crazy. It's kind of good. Really, really enjoy it. I love the new characters. I will say, not to get too off topic too early, but I do think my early chapter reading was very much colored by the fact that I watched about half of a season of the anime.
Sure.
Was about as much as I could stomach. But I think that anime was really good at being like slice of life with like these young characters and like getting to know. So I had a strong idea of like who Mitsuki is, who Sarada is, what their relationship is to Naruto. Like,
Yes.
you know,
Two giant
or
to
Boruto.
Boruto. Two giant problems with the Boruto manga, right? Is that
Mm,
its early pace is really fast. Like,
reckless,
we're
I
in
would
the
argue.
tuning exams in like chapter 2, and it does not spend the time establishing the new Team 7 as like friends or team members or even like rivals. Like, it
Right?
really
Yeah.
really does not care about that. It is like, because it's trying to like shift the focus constantly between Boruto and all the characters you love from Naruto. And so it suffers as a result, right? You spend more time with like Shikamaru than you do Sadara. And that's a
Right.
little tough, right? Like, if you're trying to start a new chapter, a new story, or what have you. I think that problem resolves itself really well as it goes on. But it's a big problem at the start of being like, well, whose story is this? Because it's still Naruto and Sasuke having the big fight. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, it is. There's definitely an amount of that, and yeah, I would reckless is how I would describe the face of this anime. Like, just truly hubris in like they're just like we're just going for it. But honestly, I have to say I adored it. And I don't know if it's because I had that like built-in establishment. Like, I knew like I know shit about Metal Lee. You know what I mean? who's not may as
Who's got
well
like
be
2
like
pages
a
in the manga? Yeah,
could be completely scrubbed from existence and nobody would like recognize the difference. I don't think shows up in Blue Vortex, or at least I don't remember seeing him. But like, yeah, like just having that base kind of vibes of like, okay, these are these characters like personalities. I think definitely helped. And then yeah, obviously like the baggage of like knowing who Naruto and Sasuke are. Like, this isn't. I don't know how you start this.
and not
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Like,
There's
you
like,
got to know the deal with Naruto and Sasuke and why the headband's
yeah.
significant. It's fun watching Boruto not understand the weight of it and kind of just like be like, Sasuke's the
Whoa,
cool
cool.
guy who's got his headband has a slash through it. That's interesting. I wonder if there was some drama there, but not really get
Yeah.
that like his dad is like a nuclear weapons worth of power.
Yeah, and like all the weight of that. Yeah, no, it is truly crazy. But I that's cool. That's like
Yes,
really nice. It's like the interpreting the world and like how you see the world as a child through this like lens and like not understanding
and through a
the
lens of
weight and significance
peacetime,
of
right?
things.
Like, through like
Yeah.
Boruto's problems are not Naruto's problems. At least at first, they become he gets his
Hmm.
own trials and tribulations as it goes on. But like, following a silver spoon character is fascinating.
Absolutely. It's really really cool, and like yeah, you because you know about Naruto, you have all this like sympathy for like why he's in the situation he's in and like why he's doing the things the way he's doing, and you know Naruto so well, you're like of course he doesn't understand what like Boruto's pain basically
Right.
and like what Boruto's like going through, cuz he's like yeah, you have a loving family or whatever, you know, like and everything's like figured out. You're never gonna be ostracized. Like you're, you know, you
You don't have
Hunter Biden.
a deadly fox like inside of you that everyone's scared of. Yeah.
You're like Malia Obama. Like you're going to people are gonna be like, oh shit, an Obama, and like you're gonna have a great time at parties. Everyone's gonna think you're cool. You're never gonna be sitting on the swings after like people threw tomatoes at you or whatever the
There's
fuck,
a moment
right?
where Kurama is like, yeah, he was always on the swings, and I was like, I feel like they've never actually just said it, and I was like, oh my god, this is like making Naruto seem like the lamest shit ever, because it kind of is, but
Yeah, it is, but
you just hear
yeah,
the
it's
song in your
just
head, you and I, but just the doo doo doo. Um, Mallory, something you and I have rallied against, don't really care, or
mhm,
railed against, don't really care about.
yeah.
Never an interesting conversation usually, but I think important to this series is power scaling, right?
Oh, yes.
Because in addition to the pace, the series does have a bit of a problem in the sense that Naruto and Sasuke are basically gods,
Yeah.
and how do you introduce a threat that Boruto and his fucking plucky friends can help with, even though it's got to be strong enough that Naruto and Sasuke cannot defeat it or have to struggle against it, right?
Yeah, with like a snap of their fingers,
Right.
at least, right?
And it's like the series would be really boring if it'd be like this is done well in this series, but like in My Hero Academia, like half the time the objective is like just get to All Might and All Might will solve the problem. Like Naruto and
Right.
Sasuke are like the All Might of Boruto. It's like as long as they're
Yeah.
here, we're fine, right? They'll figure it out. So they pretty immediately go, here's an alien, and this alien's as strong as the controversial alien at the end of Naruto. And they really double down on all the alien stuff.
I love that. They're just like, they're like, you do like the aliens? We're going heavy.
We're going
alien.
all aliens.
The main characters are aliens too. Like that's
you don't
Naruto's
like this?
son
Boruto's
is now
son
an
is now
alien.
an
So
alien. Yeah.
yeah. Oh man, no, but yeah, like that's how they balance it. They have to start you with like, okay, here's someone who's basically the equivalent of the final boss of the whole series
Right.
of Naruto, basically, right?
It's a little tricky. It doesn't always work. There's a lot of like, why is Boruto here? But by like, yeah, by defeating the big bad of the series in the first arc, and it takes all the Kage to do it, and it takes Naruto and Sasuke and Boruto to defeat this character. And also gives Boruto a crazy power-up that he can't control with Momoshiki. It kind of solves that problem for Boruto specifically. For Sadara and for Orochimaru's kid, whose name I can't remember,
Mitsuki.
You know, some characters don't get it all. You know,
you can remember it because he has the same name as the singer I know we both enjoy, Mitsuki.
Mitsuki, yes.
Like that's what her like given name would have the U in it, but she took it out because it makes it easier to pronounce, like as her stage name. So
I did not know that.
But yeah. So Mitsuki and Sarada, and salad. Yeah, the two of them are not really in it. They're not really like part of it for a little while.
And for a while, it seems like they're really going to get abandoned, where they're like, what if we give Boruto another rival who has nothing to do with his team and who's a cyborg, or whose body's been modified to be a tool and who has karma, which we'll get into. Like, they come up with all these interesting ways to like catch everybody up to like the Naruto and Sasuke level immediately. But it kind of works.
Totally. Yeah, like something I really liked that they did with that was how Boruto and Kawaki are just like doing like karma, I guess, is like the power source that's like the equivalent of chakra. So it's like by giving them something that's just different, it's not necessarily immediately outclassing everybody. It's just like it's a different scale, so they can all your bag of tricks that you can use normally like aren't gonna work on like these people because it's just like a different system. You know, I think that's a really smart way of like making them unique. So there are like specific holes that they need to fill. There's specific places where they like plug in and play and that kind of stuff.
And they make Kawaki
really fun.
Not a ninja, so he doesn't have like he's all brute force power, but he doesn't have any of the strategy. And they make it so that Naruto's karma is taking him over, so he doesn't really want to rely on it. And then quietly, it starts to become Naruto again, where Team 7 has to take down an enemy that's way outclasses them, where they fight Boro, the virus guy, and suddenly it is classic Naruto, and it is 3 kids fighting Zabuza when Kakashi's incapacitated, and it's like, it kind of works, and I start liking Sadara and Mitsuki, and I'm like, what's going on?
So good. I really like them. It's a good trio to have to him, and they feel interesting, where Sarada's just like, you know, straight A's trying to be the best, like, you know, following the book is probably the most like Naruto-esque of them, and having a direct goal and striving for it, and then like
that goal being
Boruto
Naruto's
being
goal.
like,
so want to be a Hokage.
Yeah, totally. And Boruto just being like, this shit is stupid. I don't fucking care. Like, just really not being interested, and Mitsuki just being this sweet little like, you're my sunlight. um, but he also is the most evil, twisted, uses snake powers. I love the Orochimaru sun drops.
Yes.
They're so silly, and it's like in the middle of like nothing, he's just like, oh yeah, just like my dad Orochimaru, and then everyone's like, what?
Oh yeah, I'm a
He's
clone.
like, oh yeah, let me
What?
explain.
We don't even have time. Like, I
And
think
there's
one of the
no-
characters literally goes like, I don't even have time to unpack that right now.
It's so good. It's like crazy because they're like, Kawaki is a nuclear threat. We need him to be monitored 24/7. And like Mitsuki just walked in and he looks like Orochimaru and has his powers. I assume there was some like Naruto like found him and was like and talked to him and realized he was like reasonable and let him in, but like it feels like he just wandered in and nobody
It's
paid
bizarre.
attention to
It's
the
like,
fact
why does no one care that
that he-
Orochimaru is still alive? Why does no one care that Orochimaru has a child that's a clone
Yeah.
of something? And why is that clone seemingly not a part of any sinister plan? Is just like in love with Boruto? Like, what is happening?
So crazy, so funny, such a good character. I don't know. I love him. I love these character designs. When the four of them team up to fight the virus guy, it's cool.
It feels the
And
most
they're
like classic
finally-
Naruto, but also really that and fighting the cyborg man, like the old veteran guy.
Mm, yeah.
But it's like, it's sweet. It's like, oh, we can still do classic Naruto, even though almost every enemy we fight is like a world-ending something another.
Yeah, no, totally. It's just really mixed around, and it stops mattering so much. You know, it's like I think the thing with power scaling is like the truth of fighting in real life is you can't really like bet on one person ever having a 100% win rate against another person just because they're stronger. That's true for boxing, kendo, MMA. That's true for like two dudes out in the parking lot,
Right.
you know, that are drunk. Like you can't place this lot. That's true for sports teams. Like I don't understand how like people don't see that. It's like a sports team can really consistently win and crush and be a lot better, but like sports betting exists because like upsets happen all the time,
Right.
and they can be strategy, they can be dumb luck, they can be the weather, they can be like
We're just
someone's
watching
grandma
a
died.
series of 1 out of 10 like results happening over and over again as they like barely avoid planetary catastrophe like every arc.
Yeah, no, exactly. We're watching Moneyballs. We're watching them like do the like sit down, do the math, figure it out, be like, all right, we got to stop arguing. Sarada, you be the leader. Like we're gonna sneak up on him.
By the
So
power of
good,
these 4
such good
children
stuff.
combined, they can be one Naruto, and then they can
Yeah.
defeat one alien, and then we'll go from there.
Yes. No, totally. It's really really cool. And yeah, I love the breakneck pace of it. It's a lot more. It brings me a lot more joy than it would if I had to like trudge through each of these arcs. I
300
think, for
chapters to get
sure.
to Shippuden or what have you. Yeah,
Yeah, the fact that it's 80 as opposed to 300 is insane to me. Like I had to check. I was like, was Naruto always this short?
it's
What is
80, but
happening?
it's really 160, right? Because it's like double chapters because
Mm.
they're monthly.
Yeah,
But
they're very
it
long.
still feels like a much like quicker pace. Like I don't actually know when Naruto hit Shippuden. I don't remember the chapter count, but like
It was about 300. I checked. Yeah.
yeah. So like this is still definitely like faster.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's really really cool, and I like what it's doing. But that's the thing, it's not necessarily objectively good writing because you're not setting up certain characters.
No,
characters
like,
just randomly.
A lot of character arcs that just go
yeah.
nowhere or haven't started, or they're happening super late in the game. Like for some reason now we're talking about Sai and Ino's child. Like, but I like it because it's like, oh, who are we gonna focus on now? Like now we're gonna give these people who, in the Naruto pacing, would have had their moments to shine, like in the tuning exams and like earlier on, so you'd care about them later. Now we're just like
Mhm.
doing that later. It's a weird shuffling of all the ideas of the previous series.
Yeah, no, it's really random, like where they're just like, okay, now Konohamaru gets an arc. Now Gar's son gets like to be a side character during a Sarada arc.
Yep.
Like, and then yeah, Inojin getting the focus. Like I like that. I like the random shuffle. Would I enjoy it as much if they weren't all like the children with like different
If
Punnett
they
Square
weren't all like,
combinations of
yeah,
all my favorite characters that I
Punnett
grew up
Square
with?
Naruto cast. Oh my god,
It it really
it
is
is
though. It's
that
like, all right, so, Ito's hair, size,
size
skin
drawing.
tone,
Yeah,
uh, like just these like little kind of blobs, like Shikamaru, but with Tamari's eyes. Like just yeah, I don't know. So that is fun to me, and I love the kind of randomness of it. And I think that's the best this could be. I think
it
that is so much better than it dragging its fucking feet and it like spending time on like a character like this anime or manga. This manga doesn't feel like it's gonna give Shikadai an arc if he doesn't deserve one. You
right.
know what I mean? If they think of something interesting to do with Shikadai,
Other than being
they'll give him
hostage.
focus, and if they don't, he won't. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Other than almost fucking die, um, or be fake killed
fake
by
fake bomb collared. Yeah, it
creepy science man.
it's very sloppy. Like it's undeniable that it's a
Yeah,
little sloppy. However,
but
it
I
is
love it.
it is
I love
it's
the shout
it's a
out.
fun time. I can't believe how fun it is,
Yeah.
and especially now,
Mm.
like post the switch to Boruto Shippuden, Boruto the two blue vortexes. Is that what it's called?
Two blue vortex. You got to
Yeah.
remember the second blue vortex. I
Weird
always call it
name,
blue
but I'll
vortex.
take it. I mean, the Wind Chronicles never really worked for Naruto either. That was like a strange choice. Um,
Mm.
the like the plot's actually kind of cooking, where you have so many like chaotic neutral characters, and they're all just kind of like stirred up in the soup, right? Like you have like Boruto being a rogue ninja, and Kawaki, kind of living hit Boruto's previous life, and then you have Ada and Damon and Amato, like, and future sight Jiraiya clone man Koji, like all this stuff's just kind of happening, and all these characters
Mm.
have like alliances that they break and then they reform and this and that, and it's like I actually don't know what's gonna happen. And I usually,
Yeah.
reading Naruto, could pretty much tell what was gonna happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's like I love the shiftiness and the ambiguity and how everything gets thrown into turmoil, particularly by Ada's ability, which I'm sure we'll get into in a
Ada's
minute, but
ability and Amato's, like, the scientist man's, like,
yeah,
ambiguousness.
shiftiness.
Yeah, like, that's not a character that I remember. Like, that feels like something wholly unique to Boruto, is that kind of, like,
Mm.
in Naruto, it would have been like, I play both sides, but I'm helping the bad guy. But after meeting Naruto, I'm helping the good guys. And then I stay a good guy forever, right? It'd be like Sai.
Yeah.
Or, like,
Mm.
there's, like, a bunch of different examples where it's like, and then then I met Naruto, and it really changed me, and now I'm just a boring good guy. Like Tsunade, who had so much personality, and then just kind of became the fifth
Mm.
Hokage.
Right.
That guy stays annoyingly ambiguous for like the entire time, and every scene where he's in a scene and I'm just like, what's he up to? Like, what's his problem this time?
Yeah, if we're talking about him, I have to say the one thing, because I've really like not known, he really reminds me of a character from Arcane that I'm gonna reference
Sure.
called Singed, who is like just not even, who's just trying to bring his daughter back to life and is not related to anything else, but like ends up like aiding the villains in a bunch of ways in order to like accomplish that goal, because he's just like kind of neutral except for bringing his daughter back. Really reminded me of that. But I will say there's one scene, and it happens right near the end of Boruto, where he's like talking about his daughter and he like kind of starts to break down. And I was paying attention because it's like he's really unemotional in a lot of times where you expect him to be emotional, which I think is like why most characters react to him like, all right, man, like
Why you should be freaking out more. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, like everyone kind of keeps him at arm's length because of that. And it doesn't. It's really unclear. Like, is that like he's never at any point been like the reason why I'm like this is because I have trouble expressing emotion. Like nothing like that, So we're still kind of waiting for the other.
No, he's
shoe
just
to
a
drop.
guy on a mission, and he's like not gonna
There,
get off the mission.
absolutely. But yeah, there's a specific scene. I think it's when they're in the like terrace house arc where they're like
Yeah.
the dating house arc, which is insane. And someone is like asking him a question, and he like brings up his daughter, and he like goes to cry, and you don't see the tears on his face, and he covers his face completely, and you don't see his expression at all. That's the one moment where I'm like, yeah, he's evil. Like once they show me that, it's like no.
Shikamaru has Ada like look into his past and be like, yeah, he did have a daughter. Daughter seems pretty normal, but that's all you get, right? And it's like, what's up? I think the detail that Delta is based off of his daughter is like what really sold it to me, because like I want to bring my daughter back to life is kind of a generic plot point,
Right.
But I have failed to do it, and I'm surrounded by these weird cyborg clones that look like my daughter who aren't her personality, is like, oh, that kind of makes the motherfucker crazy. And like,
yeah,
I think
and you got to be crazy to get that far.
Yes,
like I think I'm like plugging in the programming, and I'm looking at the simulation. I may be like talking to the like artificial brain I've created before I put it into the body.
Yep.
And I'm at that point, I'm like, this isn't my daughter, and I'm pulling the plug. You know what I mean?
Not this guy.
Like this guy, he goes pretty far.
Well, to be like a normal human civilian that has like been living with Kara, like the alien worshipping folks and aliens, like
yeah,
he's just insane. And I find him like really interesting because, again, I'm not used to this kind of character in Naruto. Like, this feels like a character that would be in something that Naruto was inspired by, like a Hunter x Hunter. Like, this is like a truly like chaotic neutral, or even like neutral evil, like just a interesting enigmatic character who I'm not used to that kind of like multiple arc storytelling from Naruto, right? Like most characters, unless they're named Naruto or Sasuke, have their life-changing moment in an arc and then just kind of become flat from that point on. Like Gaara's not really doing anything interesting these days, right? He's just kind of like, he's the same guy he's been ever since Naruto changed his heart 30 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. There's no slipping back. There's no struggle. He just has that little friendly smile on his face all the time, and he's a good dad to his little son.
And he gets a little bit of stuff here and there. Like I think he's the commander for the army in the Shinobi War, and it's like, oh, everyone trusts Gaara now. That's nice. But it's like just little tiny stuff.
He saved Rock Lee.
He saved Rock Lee that one time.
I fucking love Naruto, dude.
The fact that like you and I have like an encyclopedic like memory of so much of Naruto is I don't know if it's good or bad.
It's just random stuff. Like I know Kibimaru's name.
Yep.
But I don't know what happened with Kakuzu and Hidan. You know what I mean? I just know stuff. I wanted to talk about Ada because I think that is speaking of like weird neutral entities that change the entire plot of Naruto. It's pretty crazy that they created a character that everyone in the whole world has no choice to fall in love with, and she can rewrite reality.
Did my eyes roll in the back of my skull when it was like, oh, well, this is where we keep the cyborgs that Jigen told us to destroy because they're even more powerful than him. And just reminder, he's more powerful than Naruto and Sasuke combined. And it's like, okay, like we gotta keep, like, it's a little like, okay, I guess the story has to keep going. But like when they're like, let's go to the secret facility where there's like the most ultimate badass characters ever with the most broken powers, and there's two of them.
I would say that Naruto and Boruto as a series is a masterclass on how to fucking write yourself into a corner. I would not say a masterclass on how to get out of it. They get out of the corner because they have to. I would not say it's a masterclass of getting out of the corner.
Do
it
they get
is
out of the corner,
an
or do they
example.
like break the house wall? You know, like do they?
Yeah. If getting out of the corner, it's like, yeah, I got out. I've like raised the fucking country to the ground.
And the house is
Like,
like collapsing behind them, and they're like, "We did it. We got out of the corner."
yeah. But
However,
in terms of
it's
like
kind of
getting
sick.
into a corner, these guys are pros. It's crazy that they made the final boss die so quickly. And Naruto had to get rid of fucking like the nine-tailed fox in order to fucking defeat this guy. And
You talking about
then he,
Jigen, or you
like,
talking about Momoshiki?
Jigen. I mean Momoshiki is also like a final boss as well. But yeah, like Naruto and Boruto like solve their father-son bond and they shake hands or whatever.
Yeah.
And
In like
then they're
chapter
like,
5, and you're like, "All right, well, where do we go from here?"
there's another set of alien, or well, no, Ishiki was the pair with Kaguya.
Yes.
So that was okay.
And then the other two
I
were just the
guess.
pair that came to replace them because they failed. Was the idea, right?
Yeah, because Kaguya
Momoshiki
died,
and the really
so-
boring guy with the horn that no one remembers. That's not, but he did.
Momoshiki-
Sasuke did chop off his horn, and that was a fun little thing.
It was cool, and Momoshiki's uncle. It's so great. Such a crazy fucking relationship. To be like, yeah, this is my nephew, and I'm going to kill myself so he can consume me. Is so crazy. Sam, you have a nephew.
I do.
Would you die for your nephew? Would you let him consume your chakra so that he could take over the planet?
If it was to destroy Earth, probably not. You know. I'll get back to you on that one if it ever comes up, if it's ever relevant.
Yeah, if your nephew like turns to you and his eyes flash red one day and he's, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Ada, crazy character. I will say, I've come a long way. Hold on, 911. Wee woo, wee woo. It's time for the woke police segment. This is not like a woke criticism.
Is
segment.
this a? I cannot
Okay.
believe this character is 16, even though she's drawn like 22. Like, what is this? What's this conversation?
Okay, well, I didn't know that, and now it's about that.
Okay,
I'm just
good.
kidding. That's just me being annoyed by that now because I did not realize that she was supposed to be 16. I thought she was.
She says it at one point, and I'm like,
28.
the exact same thing that happened to me when I first read it. I was like, what? Because she's talking about how like she'd rather date Kawaki than Boruto, even though they both cannot be infatuated by her. And she's like, well, Boruto, you're 12, and Kawaki
Yeah.
is, I guess, 14. And she's like, I'm 16. And I'm like, you're 16? Like, what?
Insane. They could because they set up the whole thing so that Boruto and Kawaki would go through their like time skip arc and become of age, and then she would be of age waiting for them because she's a like unaging robot.
Sure.
And they're like,
Nope.
guys, let's make her 16.
What were you going to
The
say?
hottest girl of
What
all
was your
time.
woke police problem with her before that?
It's barely a problem.
Okay.
I just need to express my feelings. I've come a very long way in terms of like the idea of like I think there is a thing. I think it used to be a lot more prevalent of like, oh, this like Yuri manga was written by a straight man, or this like this like gay movie was directed by a straight woman or whatever. Like that is very common. There are like obvious followings of like men loving men followed by straight women, women loving women followed by straight men. And I used to like I'm a trans lesbian that comes up a lot on this podcast. So that was a specific sore point for me that I felt a lot of cringe over, and I was like, oh, like this is written by a man. Fuck, this is stupid. This is trash. I've come a long way since then. I don't think that who you are, how you identify should really have any barriers over like how you parent things. If you're a straight guy and you want to draw two sexy women kissing, I'm not going to complain about that.
I gotta know where this is going. Is this gonna be an Ida is a closet lesbian conversation? Like, what is this?
No. So I've come like radical acceptance of that. Okay. That's the position that I
you
kind
can
of
have a
burst
het
into.
relationship in a story and not go ew.
Yeah, or not a het like a gay relationship written by a straight person.
Got it.
Right. So like you know, if straight manga author wants to write two women being in love and being like two sexy ladies kissing, whatever, man, that's fine. is the position that I like to hold in general.
Okay.
The feeling I had when they said 16 different times, Ada can make anyone fall in love with her, including men and
They
women,
do. They go,
regardless of gender.
Can you believe it? Even gay stuff. And it's like, okay.
To be like basically the first gay character in Naruto, there's no way there was another one. I mean, I've established I haven't read the whole manga.
I don't think so.
There's no way there's another. There's no way there's another gay character. I mean, we know Orochimaru is like a non-binary queen or whatever, but like I think the rest of it is just kind of. But I did really feel like with their dick in their hands, just kind of writing that.
The funny part to me, like I picked up on it as well, but the real funny part is when they do it a second time. Like Shikamaru's like, I have 10 seconds to relay this information. I'm locked in this room with this existential threat. She makes girls like her too. It's like, okay.
Even girls.
Even girls.
Because their immediate response would be like, we should send some women in there so that they won't give off for that. But that actually makes me I've come full circle around from criticizing it again, because if the reason why they wrote that was so pure of just being like, no, because like the fans on Reddit are gonna be like, oh, they should just send women in there to counteract her charms.
I don't think that's a detail for the fans on Reddit. I think that's a detail for the 12-year-old boys who are reading Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do have to take a step back and be like, this is mostly made for children. Like I have to remember that a little bit.
Yeah. And then they like have the two sexy robots be like, oh, I'm in love. Yeah, that's crazy.
I like Delta. Delta's another where it's like just chaotic, like neutral party, right? Where it's like it's a cyborg that's been reprogrammed by Konoha, but it's more powerful than Naruto in a one-on-one fight, or like equally as powerful. There's so many Narutos that are just like chess pieces on the board, and it's like that's crazy because he was the strongest of all time or whatever. I normally don't give a shit about this stuff, but they keep making it a point in the series to be like, well, we got to set the bar somewhere. We're setting it at Naruto.
It's the only interesting bar, I guess.
It's the only one left, because he blew through them all in the last series.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's like, yeah, I did think it was kind of crazy when they brought her. I kind of skimmed her. I was not super engaged by her, so then when she came back, I was kind of like, oh, okay. But I mean, it is, like, for all the reasons you said, it is interesting. It's interesting that she's a clone of the guy's son, and that she's
daughter,
just another chaotic, or daughter, yeah, and she's just another chaotic, neutral character that's as strong as Naruto, that's just kind of hanging out.
Hanging out there, and like at any point
hanging out, waiting to get
or
corrupted.
Just for a motto, or yeah.
Absolutely insane. But yeah, Ada is a crazy character. I will say her ability to rewrite reality and make it so that, like, because you're kind of like, this is kind of weird. Like, this is a weird power to give a character, and it seems really strong.
Right.
And then it gets used in about the most interesting way you could possibly use it, which is to make Kawaki the son of Naruto and make Boruto, like, fucking abandoned from the village in a rogue ninja. And then I think the moment that really sold it for me was, like, Sasuke describing to Boruto, like, his feelings about him in the moment of, like, I can see the logical inconsistencies. Like, I have a memory of giving Kawaki my, like, cool rogue ninja headband.
And you're holding it.
But you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, I can tell that you have blonde hair and Naruto has blonde hair, which was my biggest problem with Naruto, is when they show the picture of the fourth Hokage in episode 1, they're like, who's Naruto's dad?
Yeah, he goes like, and I'm scared that my mind is telling me to not worry about that. And it's like, whoa. And I think by
he's like
connecting it to Sadara, like having it be like, I'm going to trust my daughter, and also that be what awakens her Mangekyo Shuriken, or Sharingan. It is pretty. It's kind of cooking there.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
It is as interesting as like the most interesting parts of Naruto, like in those moments. And I'm like, wow, this is really kind of coming together.
Yeah. No. So that was a really cool usage of it, and really paid off a lot of a lot of stuff that was like, she's just being like, oh, author self-insert, I love you so much, I want to suck your dick so bad, to changing to like, oh, this is a cool plot device now. And like her like soap opera melodrama shit is like now what the world is writing on
Yep.
is fun. It's way more fun than like, fucking Death and Taxes, counting like the numbers, like figure out the economy of war or whatever
Totally.
changes.
This is so much more weird and interesting.
Yeah.
And unique to Boruto, which is
Yes.
I didn't expect. I thought I was gonna get like a watered down Naruto, and for a long time, that's kind of what I got. But because I will say this, in terms of like comparing the two series, and I think you can agree with me on this, the aliens as the antagonists, they don't have the sauce of those motherfucking red and blue or black uniforms, right? They're not the Akatsuki.
Yeah, no one will ever be the Akatsuki.
The Akatsuki, despite being mostly jobbers, is like so iconic. And like their introduction and, Itachi being a member of them and Orochimaru being a former member and all those different things, like nothing ever felt more exciting as a child than being like, they're just walking into the village and they just like one-shotted Kakashi and the other two Jonin, and fucking it's become a meme, but like the Sasuke being like choked out in the hospital and like all that. This does not have that. I would say the antagonists are weaker, less interesting in Boruto, but it makes up for it by having so many of these weird neutral parties that are just so strange.
It's a crazy roller coaster ride of a story, and it's very entertaining. And yeah, like I will say, like the drip, I think that cloud pattern I used to draw like everywhere. It's like I can honestly trace it back to on the Akatsuki robe. Like I can trace that to like I drew that all the time, and then I started at the time I had like shorter hair. I started drawing my hair like that. And yeah, like now I'm working on like a independent project, and I draw one of the characters' hair like that. Like that's the Akatsuki.
It's ingrained.
You know what I mean?
It's in there forever.
That's just so cemented. Like I think nothing drippier than that. So I think like they're just white robes. There's kind of nothing to that. But I will say, Momoshiki as like Boruto's version of the Nine-Tailed Fox inside of him.
Pretty cool.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
The part, honestly, it was like he's so mysterious for like the majority of like the original Boruto run. Like
now
he
chatty.
really barely
he's just
expresses himself. Yeah, because the thing is like he gets cut off from power, which is this is a good tip with dealing with someone who's kind of like on that narcissist spectrum in your life, is if they don't have power anymore, they're gonna start gabbing because that's all they got
bargaining
left.
Now that he's like completely like his both of his final plans
has
fail,
no chips,
and he's just stuck. Yeah.
I think I think that last chapter of Boruto, like I already mentioned, like Sasuke like explaining like how Ada's powers like influencing him and everything. Like at the same time, like Boruto like coming to his like cool badass resolution while like Momoshiki's like yelling at him.
Yep.
Is really, really cool.
I am a ninja,
I think,
with the will of fire. And also being like, this is how my brother feels, and I'm not upset that he's done this thing to me, even unintentionally. I want to better understand him, right?
Yeah, no, it's really, really, really crazy, and that's his arc. Can we talk? Speaking of his brother, can we talk Kawaki?
Yeah, let's talk Kawaki.
Are we allowed to mention Kawaki?
Can we talk some Kawaki? Right, so the actual antagonist is interesting.
The new hit Sasuke on the streets. They came with it. I'd like to bring up...
What if every character was Sasuke? Like every character is as strong as Naruto, and every protagonist is Sasuke. Kawaki Sasuke, Boruto Sasuke, Sadara Sasuke. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, Naruto Sasuke too. Keep in mind. And fucking... And you're telling me Mitsuki doesn't have a little bit of Sasuke sauce in him? Like he's like when he goes like emo and he hates Boruto now. Yeah, no, I think Kawaki, this is my like Japanese hour. That should be honestly a segment of my podcast where Japanese hour.
Let's hear it. Hey,
Kawaki, like
I take offense to
Kawaku.
that.
that was offensive, and I apologize for my actions. Uh, kawaku like means like to dry. Like kawaki is like dry, so he's dry. This dude's dry. He doesn't got any sauce. That's his thing.
Okay.
Not that he doesn't have sauce.
He's a failed vessel,
he's
or
dried
whatever,
out.
or he's a vessel. He's a successful vessel, but he's only a tool. Yeah.
Yeah, the juice in this circumstance being parental love, I would say, is probably the thing that he's dried of as opposed to sauce, because he is drippy, and he does have the shaved sides, and he is fucking a complete
He has
Riz
the prison
Lord.
tat.
Yeah, he really does. It's just like he's like, I had to fight my whole life, Boruto, you stupid bitch. The Kawaki flower vase arc is fucking the best shit ever. I love the Kawaki flower vase arc so much that I like specifically started flipping through like Netflix episodes to try and like see segments of it animated.
How'd that go?
It's so good. Honestly, found it was pretty like underwhelmed by the one moment, which I'm gonna they kind of botched it in the anime. I teared up, cry about it section in the podcast. I teared up when Naruto fucking hugs him without saying a word. So, like, amazing. You want to talk like manga panel composition, like just the wordless, like Kawaki's reliving this trauma. He like breaks a second vase in the middle of the shop, and they're there because he broke a vase, and like you're kind of getting the reaction of the other people. They're like, what the fuck happened? And like they don't like move away, but like you sense that wall coming up of like isolation. And
I'm
then
embarrassed.
Naruto, don't even see his eyes,
causing problems. Like
yeah, and then like Naruto like going towards him wordlessly, like quicker than he can even realize, and just like pulling him into that like hug where like, and Kark is just like sideways, just like not fully processing, and Naruto bringing him. I tear up right now thinking about it, man.
The one that got me on the
really
reread
good.
was, it's one of their last. It's after Kawaki has murdered Boruto to try and kill Momoshiki, and Naruto is still being somewhat friendly with him. And it's when Kawaki, it's right before Kawaki like betrays Naruto, but he calls him like my stupid son, and he calls him specifically son, and it's like, oh, he is Boruto's brother, he is a part of the family, like 100%.
Yeah.
It makes, I think the Kawaki, his flip, it's kind of fast, right? The last 4 chapters of the first run of Boruto, like he really starts gunning for Boruto more than I think is warranted, because at that point, Boruto has fully got Momoshiki under control. But I think that you do get that motivation of like, oh, he's ride or die for Naruto, even against Naruto's own wishes. And I like that Shikamaru is painted, a character that I think you and I both love, is just painted as the ultimate hater in this series. Like, he is just such a mean person all the time.
Someone had to be racist.
Someone had to be racist. Someone had to be pragmatic about these, like, nuclear warheads that are running around town, just getting into shenanigans and breaking vases. And he goes like, I would never trust you. And it's like, well, of course you're pushing him to become a crazy person.
Yeah, and it's this crazy double standard where Boruto is much more of an active threat, like, at that point, for quite a long stretch, and there's no, like, Boruto's, like, kind of under surveillance, but it's just different, and the way, like, the adult characters treat him is so much different,
100%.
And, the way that, like, Kawaki is ostracized is so unfair. I think one of the things that did really sell me, there are a couple things. I think the one thing you mentioned, like the devotion, and it's brought up earlier. It's good.
It's good.
It's mentioned earlier. I believe by Jigen is the one that drops it, of like Kawaki's like love or like devotion to Naruto is like obsessive and potentially scary, and like something is out of control. He says it, but he's saying it as he's doing a villain monologue, as Kawaki, meanwhile, is being heroic and like fighting Virus Guy. And you're kind of like, all right, man, whatever. Like,
you're telling me that love seems
like
be
a pretty good relationship.
Like, fuck you, Kawaki's he's the good guy now. But it's like, well, maybe not.
Yeah, and like for that to come back, I think is really cool. And for like Kawaki to like acknowledge it in that scene where he like Thanos snaps away Naruto and Hinata is really, really cool. I think that's cool. I think the other thing that sold it for me really well was because I do agree it's fast, was Boruto agreeing and being in on the plan to
To
kill
kill
Boruto,
Boruto,
basically.
100%. And also,
Yeah.
amazing moment for his character, right? Like, he is taking on
Mm.
what he's seen of his father, which is a resolve to die for, comrade and country. Like, that's
Yeah.
Naruto's definitive trait in this series, from the perspective of his children, which is that Naruto's always going out, willing to die, willing to, like, you know, toss his family aside, leave him with Hinata, um, for the sake of the whole, for the sake of the whole village, right? The whole village is my family.
Right.
But that self-sacrificing like streak is a little toxic in terms from the perspective of his children, and Boruto kind
Yeah.
of takes on that trait, and is almost too willing and too eager to make that play, to not like think around these
Mm.
problems. Like if Boruto had Kurama, maybe he would never have reconciled with him, right? In the way that Naruto did.
Mm.
Because he's
Yeah,
jumping,
and it's so
he's going for the
interesting.
edgiest choice, like first, which is like a very Sasuke move, and it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just about to bring up Sasuke because like their relationships become so interesting because Boruto does it a couple times. Like Boruto joining them in the big fight against Momoshiki, which is the reason he gets corrupted in the first place, is kind of a, like throwing his life to the wind type of move.
Very reckless,
and it's
yeah.
a deal he makes with Sasuke, which Sasuke's like, Naruto would never approve of this, but like I am seeing like the objective things or whatever, so that's my role, and like that's what I like. My goal in life was to be a Sin Eater, and like this is where I'm using like this is where I come in handy, is I'm able to like make calls that like the League Village and
can't make,
never
which
could.
is a very Itachi thing. It all kind of it works pretty well. Like I think these
totally.
Obviously a lot of the returning characters don't get a ton to do, but like I think the like Naruto, Sasuke, Shikamaru trio, is pretty well realized in this.
The original Team 7.
The original Team 7. Obviously, I'm leaving out Sakura. Sorry. So does the
No.
manga.
I'm pretty sure I remember as well as you the original Team 7 Naruto.
Yeah. I was going to make the joke.
That's
like,
what you would think.
The only characters that matter from the original series, Naruto, Sasuke, and Shikamaru, which is how I feel in my heart, because everyone loves Shikamaru. And when Shikamaru became the 7th Hokage, or the 8th, I was pretty hyped about that. I'm not gonna lie. It's like,
yeah, at least the temporary, I think. Did he officially become the 8th?
Well, they think Naruto's dead, and I think Shikamaru is saying that he's temporary, but I think that he's basically like he doesn't have a rock face on the wall, right? But I think he's considered like acting Hokage, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah,
for the slacker.
But they were kind
lost to Tamari or tied with Tamari.
Totally. Yeah, but he was like thinking about, or no, they were like maybe gonna dethrone him though. I think that was the only thing where I was like, they might have like an official 8th or something. Even I mean, he's wearing the fire robe.
Right.
He's our 8th.
He's
Hokage,
dealing with all the characters that for some reason every Hokage keeps around, like the village elders, who don't seem to have any influence or power except for being like, this is
to just neg the Hokage.
Yeah, but it's like, didn't we learn our lessons with what's his face who had all the Sharingan on his arm, Daizo?
Oh, like Daizo, I think.
Yeah, like did we learn our lesson already? Like, do we really need this like shadowy village elder system on top of the Daimo? Like because it's so weird that Naruto like the village hidden in the leaf is the center of the universe, but they're actually like a support village for like a regular like lord that is almost never shown. At least Boruto shows them in that one little weird arc, but like it's it's so bizarre because like in the original Naruto it doesn't come up at all.
It's insane. Yeah, no, I think it's like
I got us off track, sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, no, I had the same thought. I again didn't read a lot of Naruto, but my assumption was with the introduction of Daizo, okay, they're going to kill those, and that's not going to be a thing when we get to Boruto.
It's still a thing.
So
somehow.
For them to show back up, I was like, hold on.
It's still the same old motherfuckers too. It's like, what's going on?
They're older than fucking like Jiraiya or whatever. They're just like hanging out.
Aren't you the ones who had Daizo become the Hokage over Tsunade? Like, didn't y'all fuck that up really bad?
Oh, we really beefed it on that one. But I'm telling you, this time you need to kill Kawaki.
Right.
Yeah, no, like I think that that's crazy. I don't remember what we were on,
We were
but oh
on
no, Sasuke.
Boruto
I
telling Kawaki to kill him. Um,
or yeah, it's like the Sasuke thing is interesting because it's like Boruto joins that mission where he could die, and Sasuke allows it because that's like Sasuke's thing is being a Sin Eater.
mhm.
And Naruto and Sasuke's final conflict was about that. Like Sasuke had like overcome a lot of stuff, but was basically like the world needs an enemy, and
Right.
I'm gonna be the one guy and like live out my fantasy of just hanging out in the woods and like with one arm in a cloak or whatever. And like he does that, and he's like doing that role for Boruto. And it's interesting because yeah, like Naruto's been kind of against that the entire time,
But also
just
Naruto's being too
Boruto's
coddling of his son, right? So it's like
yeah.
it's got some juice to it. Like again, I cannot believe how much we're talking about the Naruto spinoff, and I'm so glad that you have had the same reaction I had, which is like, wow, there's more meat on this bone than I expected. Um,
Absolutely.
but I love in that
I
decision, right? Of
mhm.
like, hey, Kawaki, kill me. Boruto even acknowledges after the fact, like he's like, I'm glad he did it. I wanted him to do it. I put him in a horrible position by doing that. Um, no one should be upset with him. Like Boruto like wakes up from his coma and is like, don't be mad at him. I told him to do it. Like,
Hockey.
yeah, exactly. And Kawaki's like,
Yeah, no,
he's
totally.
alive? I fucked up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's yeah, it's really interesting, and they puts him in this awful position. Shikadai gets his one cool moment where he like puts his armor on Kawaki. He's like, keep walking. Is really really cool. But yeah, I think that that is the things that like make it believable, and then also like the whole thing about her power of it being subconscious, where it's like it's not just that Kawaki has like rearranged the chess pieces in like a practical logical way to like
No, all
have
this
Boruto
happened
be
on
the
accident,
outsider.
and now Kawaki's just
Yeah,
taking advantage of it, right? Because it's working towards his goal of
totally.
eliminating Boruto and Code, and then everything's chill, except for now
Yeah,
our new
and then
antagonists. But
except for the new
there's
Akatsuki, but
always another fight.
the leather daddy Akatsuki with one toe
Yep.
characters, crazy. I think that yeah, that is like such a cool thing where it's like, and the logic itself almost seems like maybe self-justifying because like you said, like you could like Borcha's pretty much taking care of Momoshiki at this point. It shouldn't be a problem, but it's like what Kawaki really wants is like, I wish I was bored. I wish I was in the position that you were. Like, I want your life or whatever. And then has initiated this forcible switch. So cool. And like for a character, I don't know. There's something about like writing this like rough and tough male character. Like, he really reminds me of like a Susie from Deltarune,
Mm-hmm.
Deltarune Tomorrow, which is
Got
like,
tomorrow.
you know, a character that is like has not had any kind of like parenting or at least like abusive parents or something like that, and is completely outside of society, everything, and like the like intoxicating allure of like when they start getting recognized as a hero when they have any opportunity. I think Susie's a really great example of that character that's written in like a very emotionally vulnerable way despite being like a really tough kind of
Yes.
like mean
She's constantly like
rough around the edges.
challenged from her old way of thinking, and her new way of thinking is not the perfect like everything's chill now scenario either, right?
Yeah,
She
but
doesn't
then like
become
when
Gara,
she
where like my character arc is over.
yeah, like as her character grows, she's still kind of like, "Hey, whatever, man." She's
Mhm.
like elbowing. Like she doesn't lose her like roughness while she is still able to be like sensitive and like have a character arc. And I think Kawaki is like to me in a similar category of characters where it's like I like and I especially like because he's like a tough male character that I think like the 12-year-old boys that are reading this manga presumably would like be like, "Whoa, he's drippy, whoa," you know? And
Right.
like that he is like able to be like, I love my adopted dad, and he's so like open about that, and it's so obvious about that, and like his devotion and everything, and like showing the way it's respect. I don't know, it made me really emotional. I really thought good character stuff.
Good character stuff. It's it's dare I say a better version of the Naruto and Sasuke dynamic, right? I It's tough, right? So in terms of things that I think Boruto doesn't do quite as well, I don't think just by the fact that it is a sequel, it doesn't get that like originality points to it. Even though you could make
Of
some
course.
arguments about Naruto having Kishimoto having borrowed stuff for Naruto from other series, like Naruto in terms of iconography, in terms of like the look and feel and the manga volume covers and the art style and all the outfits and all of that, and how the squad, the cell team members of three with a Jonin master, like it was cooking, right? Naruto, it was perfect for teenage children, like to just like turn our brains into like, oh, but then their team works like this and their team works like this and their team's a mirror of that team, which is a mirror of that team, and like Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura is kind of like Kakashi's team, but also kind of like the three seinin. Whoa, like it it's fun. And Boruto, I would say, art style wise, like art, manga art wise, villain lack of drip wise, like it's got some weaknesses in that department that have
I
radically.
like how they draw characters. I will say I've seen criticism of it. I understand it's very different from Naruto. I like the lips. I like the yeah.
I think it improves. Like I think it finds its own style the longer it goes on, and is really cooking in
Mm,
the Shippuden arc and the Two Blue Vortexes arc, or
yeah.
half. It like I like the redesigns. I think they're pretty cool. There's a lot of talk about Sadara's
Mm,
jacket not hanging on and why that's stupid, but whatever. People
it's
are
aw-
pedantic and annoying.
Hell
Um,
yeah. Hell yeah. Show a little shoulder
so
shot of
Shoulder,
that.
that's cool.
Come
Give her something to
on.
do. If that's being like empowered in a different way, then fine. Um, it it's interesting, right? Because this is not drawn by Kishimoto. It's only been written by Kishimoto from like the fifth chapter 50 onward or so. Um, the parts of it I like feel like they're the most different from Naruto, but that's also when Kishimoto jumped back in. Kishimoto being the original author of Naruto.
Mm,
So it's just this weird combination of new and old talent and not knowing if it wants to be Naruto or not that makes it a fascinating topic. Mallory, I
absolutely.
feel like we've talked a lot about it. Do you have any final thoughts before we get into ranking?
I was gonna say one more thing about Kawaki in the Japanese corner, which is
Japanese
that
corner. We've been in
the
Japanese corner for
the
30 minutes. I didn't know.
what we this has all been the Japanese corner. Um, is the vase thing and the parched, and he doesn't get any water, and then they're literally like vases, and they're the flowers coming out. So he's the flower, but he's in it's a creepy twisted vase because he's in a little fucking medical bag, and then
Because
he
he's the
gets the
vessel.
black. Yeah, because he's the vessel, and then they put like the black thing, and then the thing that his evil dad keeps saying to him, that I said his name Jigen
Mm-hmm.
keeps saying to him, is like, you got a hole and it's all gonna leak out. All of that love you get is all gonna leak out. And then he breaks the flower vase, and then he fixes it except for one crack, and he never finds the final piece, and that just gets left unresolved, definitely intentionally. And there's just like the flower pot, and he can never get it. And he is a broken vase with a hole in it, and he's got to fix and find the hole, and that's cool.
I
That's a
never put
cool
together that
thing.
he's the flower at the top of the weird experiment, like becoming a vessel thing. I never made that connection. That's awesome.
Yeah, because that's the trigger he gets, is like he sees
In the flower
the
shop,
like
right? He sees the stems coming out.
yeah, and they look like the suction things that were sucking up the black thing or whatever. And then I went back, and it's like, yeah, they look like vases. I think the anime made that clear for me, because they like really made them look like actual pottery basically, that was like
Right.
cracking almost. um but then yeah, that's cool. Reversal, yeah, I don't know, I could talk about the series forever, but that's all I gotta
We
say.
might have to do another episode on Boruto later on, and
I
of
think so.
specifically the two blue vortexes, because I think that like we've kind of dipped into it a little bit, but like man, that that section's kind of cooking. There's some cool stuff going on with Naruto, with Boruto, and with Sadara and Mitsuki and other characters I didn't expect to have big roles.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's definitely I view this as the primarily Boruto episode, even though we reference Two Blue Vortex a lot, because there's too much to talk about and we need to start from the foundation. And
Indeed.
I'm glad.
Even though we
I'm
skipped
very
all of
glad that I read
Naruto.
this.
Which is just how we roll as a podcast, you know?
Yeah.
Mallory,
It's awesome.
how would you rank the new adventures of Boruto's son, Boruto's dad's son, whatever the old, I can't remember how the meme went, but that it was a good meme at the time when Boruto was coming out.
The New Adventures of Naruto-san. Yeah, I think that they should have put Sakura in it, and then
She gets one
Sakura,
good moment in the very last chapter where we are right now.
in Two Blue Vortex, Sakura is in it exactly how much I want her to be in it,
Okay.
which is whenever a character gets injured, they go to the hospital and Sakura heals them. And in the original Boruto, she's not there. She's like, there's a couple scenes of her cooking dinner for Sasuke.
She heals Sasuke once when he comes back from like the
time
time-space ninjutsu and is like, I'm hurt. But yeah, I thought that she has a moment with Sadara that I think is very sweet, but that's for future topics maybe.
I just want her with a lab coat. I hate when women get domesticated. So for that reason,
You don't like Ino in the flower shop?
yeah, I like her. I like when she's like running the military intelligence,
But she's
and
doing
then
it
she's
from the flower shop. She can have both, you know? Women can do it all.
that honestly was better to me because I'm like, even the flower shop, it's like, okay, she has a job. Hinata is just fucking a like stay-at-home mom, even though she can like use the Byakugan and fucking kill everybody.
Yep.
Is so crazy. So for those reasons, I'll be giving Boruto Trap Queen rank, and I get high with my baby.
Unbelievable. Trap Queen?
With my baby, yeah. And I am so happy.
You like Boruto more than Persona 5? Are we talking? Are we for real right now?
I like Boruto more than, what is it? Akane Banashi, which I specifically said the reason why I liked Akane Banashi is because it's Naruto done correctly and a good shonen anime. I like Boruto more than a lot of people that I interact with on a daily basis. If I could say Boruto or a human life, there are human lives that I would not choose over Boruto. This is so crazy, man.
I can't believe how much
and I just gotta ride the wave. This is a vibe. You know how nowadays on YouTube you will get 50 dads a day. Like, I was vibe coding with my bays, and it's like talking about like it's trying to like sell you AI or whatever.
Right.
This is vibe manga-ing. It doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
It's poorly constructed. None of the characters are established.
Very
it's a
sloppy.
sequel. It's just sloppy. It's all over the place.
Unbelievably enjoyable.
Again, the best way we could describe it is like they are experts of backing themselves in the corner. They will it's like no, they're in a wide open field, no quarters to be found. They're like, quick, we better build a house and drive straight into the corner. And I love it. And I just have to. They made it on vibes. I have to rank it on vibes. I can't think too deeply about it. That's kind of my assessment.
Trap Queen? Unbelievable. Better than Akane Banashi, which is just like objectively so much better setup.
Objectively wrong. Yeah.
Akane Banashi, by the way, I don't know if you've been keeping up with it. Cooking right now. Like maybe the best
really
it's ever been.
Oh my god. I'm gonna regret saying that I liked it better than Akane Banashi, but in the moment, did I draw Akane? No. Did I draw Boruto?
Did you make Boruto your profile picture? Because you made Akane your profile picture on Discord for a while.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know that I want to be represented by Boruto.
All right, so Mallory
say,
hates women-led manga, and we're just going to leave it there.
That's why I said that in the piece. I was being like, yeah, I hate the treatment of women in this series, and that's why I'm giving it the maximum amount of points. I want a character that I can like truly like blorbo, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I need my Deidara for this series. Mitsuki's the closest runner-up, but he's like...
He doesn't do anything, but yeah, I understand.
I know. He doesn't like it. Like, Deidara was like, fucking be like, I'm going to blow up the Senate. Like, I don't know, like, that, I need someone like that, in my life.
All right, 10 blorbos out of 10. Mallory...
It's cool that they have a vampire as the bad guy.
That is true. That is fun.
All right.
That's a fun thing. Listen. This is the exact outcome I wanted. I wanted you to be. I this entire podcast experiment for me is like I'm on an island alone with a series, and and the island becomes an island of two. Like I don't know anyone who reads Akane Banashi. Come over here. I don't know anyone who read Call the Night. Come over here. Like that's my manga pitches are purely that, right?
Absolutely. And I would not have it any other way.
Hell yeah. Just heat after heat. Speaking of heat, Mallory, what the hell are we doing now? We're out of the long pitch era. We're out of the Boruto side adventure. Like what are we going to next?
Boruto made me feel insane in a way that makes me feel alive. It makes me feel energized. Boruto is the kind of media that makes me feel like I'm here. I'm awake. It's like when you get like a lemon and you just and you tear off the flesh and you feel that little spark, you know? Like you just kind of feel it. You're like,
this is the cut, by the way, like from last week where you're like, I don't want to read Boruto to now. Like there's the cut. Like it's over.
Right to your soul. I think that Boruto is awesome. So in the spirit of that, I want to keep that train running. Okay. I don't want to watch Beastar season 4. All right. I don't want to trudge through another chapter of Heartstopper, even though the Heartstopper movie is gonna be out probably by the time this releases.
If you pitched me Heartstoppers right now, I would just like curl up in a ball and cry. Like let's keep the good vibes going.
Absolutely. We're gonna keep the good time going. So we are going to be going into the obscure YouTube series corner of things, and we're going to be watching 3 episodes of a new short YouTube abstract series that has been coming out called 3D Mainichi Modern. Have you heard of this, Sam?
I don't think I've heard of anything you've pitched me in the YouTube space other than Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Like Angel, Big Top Burger, We Cool, and now whatever this is. I have no idea, and I don't know how you find this stuff, but what is the title?
3D Mainichi Modern.
Let's do it. I don't know what that is. What do you want? Is there any more information you want to give me? Like, what's up?
I kind of don't.
Okay.
Because that's as much information I had when I clicked on this, because that's how I live my life, Sam. And I watch a lot of stuff that sucks.
Mallory just finds shit. I don't know how this happens.
I'm hunting. My watch later playlist is crazy. It is just pilot after pilot. But man, 3D Mainichi Modern,
episodes
they really
1
got
through 3.
Yeah, 3 episodes have released so far. I have no indication of like whether this is like a season or if there's like a number of episodes they're planning on doing.
Could you tell us the YouTube channel, myself and the audience, the YouTube channel that we're going for?
I believe it's Super Mario Bros. Radio Show. I'll have to confirm the exact wording, but yeah, that's the name of the channel. The guy has a Patreon, so like some people are watching.
Some people are watching this. What's the view count here? Are we talking like 10,000 views? Are we talking like 100,000 views? Like, where are we at?
I've never interfaced with anyone who watches this on any social media. The most recent one has episode 3 has 8.8k views. From 3 days ago. Mario Radio Show is the name of the channel.
So are we just gonna be like? Are we just gonna be attacking a small creator? Like, why is someone making a podcast about my little show?
47k views on the first episode.
Okay,
that's kind of
that's more than anything we've ever done with the podcast, so that works.
Yeah. So I think that this is gonna be a joy, and it's gonna be weird and interesting and strange, and it's gonna put a smile on your face, Sam. That's kind of the angle for this week's pitch.
Okay.
So yeah.
We're doing
next week. 3D Mainichi Modern. Until then.
Shadow.
I'm gonna edit smoke. Like it makes it. I'm gonna get a PNG of a log. Just
until then. Oh, you're just gonna substitution jutsu out of here.
Yeah, you gotta like you gotta like duck so the camera cuts see you.
I have to.
But like a little. Yeah,
you're bringing me into your bit.
You have to as well, and then I'll sync it up so we
Here,
both go.
you can have. I can't even. Okay. Here, I'm moving out of the way.
It's gonna ruin your
You're
setup.
just gonna have to cut it in yourself.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll cut in like both sides. I'll do the thing. Yeah. Okay, perfect.
I'm
Yeah, that's
stopping
all I
recording.
needed. I got the shot. Okay.
I'm glad.